So this is one of those stories that I can't understand for the life of me why this isn't getting 24/7 coverage, why this isn't a big deal. I've seen just a handful of articles on this. I've seen no Democrats actually talk about it. Trump is trying to put the final death blow to Obamacare. Look at this. Vox reports the Trump administration believes Obamacare's pre-existing conditions protections are now unconstitutional. The Trump administration argued in a court brief filed on Thursday that Obamacare's protections for pre-existing conditions should be ruled unconstitutional, opening up another front in the White House's crusade to roll back the law's core insurance reforms. The brief was filed in a case brought by several conservative states led by Texas, which argued that because Republicans in Congress repealed Obamacare's individual mandate penalty in their tax bill, the mandate is now unconstitutional, and so is the rest of the law. The lawsuit argued that without an actual monetary fine for not having health insurance, the mandate should be considered illegal under the rationale used by Chief Justice John Roberts to uphold the law in the famous 2012 lawsuit. Roberts had said that Congress could not order people to buy insurance, but that it could impose a tax penalty on them for not having insurance, which allowed the mandate and the rest of the law to stand and take effect. Without the financial penalty repealed in the tax bill, the Republican-led states argued the requirement to buy insurance cannot legally stand. Because the mandate is so crucial to Obamacare, they continued, the whole law should be found unconstitutional too. So basically what this is death by 1,000 cuts. So what Trump did is he signed a bunch of executive orders that were against Obamacare. And, he cut their funding massively, for example, especially when it came to getting the word out there about the sign-up period and things of that nature. So, but the biggest blow was in the tax bill where they got rid of the individual mandate. And by the way, as a result of Trump's anti-Obamacare policies, there's been an increase of about 3 million people who lost health insurance in his first year in office. Weird. He doesn't brag about that one. He's always bragging about, unemployment rate low, even though it's mostly low-paying jobs and things like that. But he's never like, 3 million people lost health care. Tremendous, believe me. So he's done all these executive orders, and they slipped a thing into the tax bill, which really hurt Obamacare. And now the argument is, from conservative states, we think the rest of the law should be scrapped too, because you got rid of the individual mandate, so then, hey, how can you keep the rest of the law in place? And even the protection from pre-existing conditions should be gone. And then that's when the Trump administration could have said, no, keep that part in. Instead, they're going, you're right, we're not even going to defend the protections for pre-existing conditions. So now the official position of Trump's White House is there should be no protections from pre-existing conditions, which, by the way, means Donald Trump, this is another issue where he's a liar. He lied. Because when they were proposing remember when they were proposing Trump Care and it had an approval rating of like 30% or some ridiculously low number, and it would be, more people would be kicked off of their insurance under their healthcare reform. That's how objectively shitty it was. But he kept saying whenever he was pitching this, no, we're keeping the protections for pre-existing conditions. We're going to keep it. That's a good provision. We're going to keep that. Unbelievable. Well, what happened? You were just pushing it like, I'm obviously in favor of that. I mean, what am I, a monster? Of course I want protections for people with pre-existing conditions. And I remember Fox News hosts saying over and over, like, no, that part's, we're going to keep that part's good. Now conservative states are trying to sue to get rid of it, and and the Trump administration is like, yeah, we agree. There shouldn't be protections for pre-existing conditions. This is one of those provisions that's like over 90% popular. Why? Because it's just a matter of basic decency. I mean, we've covered stories way back in the day. For example, a woman who had her cancer treatment rejected by her health insurance company because she had acne in her past. And they said it was a pre-existing condition and you didn't tell us about it. So therefore, we're not going to pay for your cancer treatment. That's our fucking system. They go, let's go back to the most insanely barbaric version of our system, and let's make it so people either die because they can't get the healthcare they need, or they go bankrupt trying to pay for it. That's what they want. They want to get rid of protections for people with pre-existing conditions. And like I said, I haven't heard the Democrats say anything. I haven't heard the media really say anything. I've just seen a few articles on this. This is a huge story, man. Unbelievable. So you have the Republicans who are actively trying to push our healthcare system in the wrong direction. They want more privatization. They want more price gouging and brutality against regular people. And what are the Democrats in favor of? The leadership is bullshit half measures all day long, slight tweaks on our shitty private insurance system. No, you need a clear, progressive vision, and that's when you get the votes and that's when you win. Is if you say, we want a Medicare for all system. It covers everybody. It cuts the costs dramatically. At the same time it does that, it objectively has the best health outcomes. Every other developed country has it. But no, we're perpetually moving between the center-right position and the super far right-wing position, which, as Alan Grayson accurately pointed out, is don't get sick, and if you get sick, die quickly. That's what this is. You don't want protections for pre-existing conditions. I would make the Republicans own this so much. You wouldn't be able to get me to shut up about this if I was doing interviews with the press, if I was an elected Democrat. I mean, this is all I would talk about, because this shows you what they really are. And if people knew what they really were, they could never win an election.